And we are apparently constantly attacking. Welcome to stream, everybody. Today, I want to get everything here sorted out. Let's come down here and see what we have. So I did go around and I moved each of the beacons down into the floor, as we discussed on yesterday's stream. However, for this one, we either need to move it over by 3 blocks or keep it at this level. I'm going to see. Yeah, we can move it over by 3 blocks. I think we're going to do that. So we might do that today, but my main plan for today is I want to get each of the lines sorted out, and I want to remove the 2 beacons that we have extra. And as well as that, we have a couple of beacons that we need to get sorted out that are not placed down and are preventing me. Can I move this over here? Are preventing me from getting where we need to go. So let's go find those. Can I click? Thank you. So this spot here and then this spot back here both need beacon placements. So we're going to sort out those 2 locations. These should all be in line. And then we've got that one rotating at the end. And then this one should be close to where these 2 are. There might be one all the way out here too. I can't remember. We're going to have to look at the map. Start out at home. Down a little bit, please. Let's look. So we've got that one. We've got that one, maybe. And we need to get this one. So what are the center coordinates? Do we still have our correct offset? We don't. We have to recenter. Okay. So I got to figure out how to do this again. It's like this. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Okay. And now that's our center point for these grids. Oh no, these didn't take. Dang it! Come on. That. Yes, okay. So now as we're going through, these are still not updating properly. Oh no, they are. These we can figure out the offset from this coordinate position. So that's going to allow us to take that as a position and then add the offset of these guys. So this one would be positive 51, negative 34. So let's go home and sleep and help people out. We are already home. And go here. 2 out of 6, 3 out of 6. Come on. We need 3 more. You guys can't tell. I'm quite tired again. I need to figure out what's going on with me in the morning. 1 more. Come on. So, yes. And now everybody's sleeping. So yeah, I am still struggling to wake up first thing in the morning, and it's getting quite frustrating, because I'm normally a morning person. And this is getting, like, really annoying that I'm not able to wake up. Okay. So, thank you for the follow, Extreme Soldier. Happy to have you. The way this works, we take a notepad like this. Well, let's actually use Notepad++, because it has a feature that's going to make it super helpful here. Notepad++. I want to bring this here, shrink it down a little bit. We're going to stick this up in this corner here. View, post it. Hi. And then I think it is F, not F11. There's a function that will allow me to remove, there, it's F12. So I wanted to make this a little bit shorter. Okay. So we can type in our coordinates here, 10716. And we don't need to worry about that coordinate, and then it's negative 200,975. Oh, you guys can't see that at all. Oh no. Bring that down a little bit. Okay. And now we need a calculator. And then there's that. We can line that up right with that edge there. We're going to copy this first one, and our first offset for that coordinate, which is this top one here, positive 50. Okay? Need another calculator. And now we need to go negative 34. We're going to take the second coordinate. So negative 34. Is that really that coordinate? Oh, no, not 975. 97. What I thought. Negative 34. Now we can copy both of these. And copy this one. And that's where we need to go. You guys aren't going to be able to see that, but I can actually see it moving through the world. So we're going over here. We're going to line up to this bottom edge. So 10, 6, 6, which is right here. And then negative 22,20097. 97. Am I certain that that's negative? Here. No, that would be positive. Okay. I know. I've copied the same number. Okay. Control C. Control V. Why is this doing this? What are you doing? Control C. Control V. There we go. Okay, so we need to go back to you. 203131. It's still quite a bit that way. That's all the way up here. So yeah, I guess that's positive. Okay. Let's go back to this, and we're gonna add that 34. So add 34, add 34, 2063. Yep, I can't do math, by the way. This is why I try and take every step. So 20063, which is right here, which makes a lot more sense. And we are going down. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the next location for the next beacon. So the biggest reason why we had to do this, and I think we're going down to 35 if I'm not mistaken, was because there's an area down at the bottom of this where we can't get to the stuff under the island. I'm not too worried about this island itself, but if you look at our map here, this area here is not like done by any beacon. So this area, all here, we don't get effects there, and that's kind of annoying. So by managing it here, we kind of cover that extra space, and it's kind of required, but I managed to forget it. So we're at 50, which is where we were setting up last time. And the entire time I was doing those beacons, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, that's a lot less than I had to mine down before. And then it's like, oh yeah, we were supposed to be doing it at 40, because that's where my my staircase happened to line up under Y50. And then I ended up going around and moving a couple of those beacons, and then next stream we figured out, oh, it's probably better if we go down to Y35, so that we can just put the, what's it called? The beacons underneath there. So if you look at this beacon, we are sitting at, that block should be at Y36. Yes. So now we can go around and set that up for this. So we're just going to dig out the hole because I don't actually have the beacon materials. So it'll be from here, 4 blocks out in each direction.
You make me happy,
Thank you for the
follow.
follow, NXT
So
Arctic, for the
very
follow. Happy to have
happy.
you. We've got 3, 4. Perfect. So I've really liked this project so far, but there's a couple of issues with it. One, I have not been planning as much as I thought I had. Um, while I had the beacon grid laid out, I had no idea how I was going to go about activating them, um, or deactivating them. When I went in to do the redstone, I had no idea what the plan there was. So that's for there. And that meant we went through a couple of different designs, and then Ewan's just like, oh, why don't you just do it this really simple way? Like, we spent a whole hour and a half long stream trying to figure out how to move up and down the beacon, and then Ewan comes on and is just like, why don't you just move the beacon down? You have space, and that saved us so much time and space to where we didn't have to move up and down the sides of the beacon. And that's the kind of thing that I'm normally pretty good at, figuring out like really easy ways to counter things like that. And I just completely missed that. And it's kind of interesting because I've been really excited about this project because it's something I've been wanting to do ever since I first got into having this many beacons. Because I've always liked each effect that they have, but I don't want them all the time. But it's such a feat to get this kind of thing started at the least the first time. Once you get used to it, it should be a lot simpler. Yes. Um, so I'm thinking next time I have to go around and do this, it'll be a lot simpler to figure out and I'll have all of the format done. But this time, it's an absolute mess and I have no idea what I'm doing at each step. And I think that's how it kind of goes every time I learn something new or work out my own process is it's a complete mess the first time you do it. It's just this one is at an absolutely massive scale and every time I make a mistake, it's a big deal. And I've been dealing with that a lot lately, particularly since I have been learning a lot of new skills at my job. Whenever I make a new mistake on a new process I'm learning, it's a big deal to an extent. They're saying I'm going too hard on myself on some of them, but it's interesting to me because I generally try my best to work out a process as far as I can before I try and make it more efficient. And I'm doing it in the wrong order. I'm making it more efficient before I know the whole process. How's my redstone help going? Really well. That's actually part of what we're discussing right now. Um, about how you ended up coming up with that idea to make the beacons lower that made laying these lines out a lot easier. So what we're doing right now is we're going around and sorting out the placement of those lines, but I want to get all of the beacons laid out first. So thank you for the pizza, Michael Burgos. I think that's how you pronounce it. Actually, I have not eaten this morning because I woke up too late. Um, yeah, I really need to get that sorted out. I went without my other sleeping medication last night, and I woke up with a fever, so I may or may not be sick. So, yeah, something's going on there. I've got to go and see my nurse and figure out what's up. But it's very annoying, to say the very least. I feel fine. I can't wake up in the morning. And that's very, very unlike me. I am very much a morning person. And I have not been able to get out of bed. So I'm waking up like 10, 20 minutes before stream, after stream, half an hour before I have to leave for work, and it's like, I really just need to be up a few hours before I have to do these things because generally have things I have to do first. Like I wanted to get some more digging done this morning. I wanted to sort out some other things. I wanted to work on some development. I wanted to get some writing done. And it's like, nope, you're just gonna sleep in, feel horrible the whole time, and not get anything to eat because something's messed up. I guess that's how it goes though. Like nothing's ever gonna keep going on forever. I was having a pretty good sleep cycle for a while and something changed. I guess the only thing I can really think of is I haven't been getting as much exercise as I'm used to. I'm used to pushing myself really, really hard, and I'm not anymore. So one of the solutions to that may be that I have to start going to the gym, which is going to be another change and another thing I have to do on a day-to-day basis that's going to fill up my time. But if I can actually wake up in the morning, that might be worth the effort. Which on that note, I want to get rid of this guy. I don't need him at the moment. I love that Notepad has that thing. It makes working through some projects a lot easier because you can just kind of keep the data you need right there and just go on with what you need rather than having to switch to another screen. But I don't need it right now. I'm kind of done with that for the moment. Probably going to need it here in a little bit though. How are you doing today, Ewan? So the redstone that you did yesterday, I noticed that there were a couple of blocks that aren't necessary. They're not blocking off any redstone. So before we actually start laying down redstone today, I'm going to rebuild it in my world and see exactly what blocks are needed. And then that way too, I can get an idea of what I'm doing in creative as well. Right, so I'm going to see which ones are which, and then that way I can get used to it as well. Nothing like terrible. It's just like you may have noticed me like break a block during the stream. Like, oh, there are a couple of blocks that aren't needed. We're gonna have to go back over that and see what's up. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just like, oh, cool. We can actually kind of look at this. And I see, this is what I hate about elytras. You can't jump properly. It's cool, but I like to be able to jump. I'll just leave that there. Okay. So that beacon's gone. I think we have a beacon over this way we need to get rid of. It was more for the idea. Right. So I can take a look at it, figure out what... Okay. See, this is also what I hate about elytras. If you want to jump properly, now you can't fly. Ah, jeez. Let's go help people sleep. And in here. Perfect. That gives me a chance to get something to drink too. Rapidly approaching daytime. That may or may not have been before I slept. And down here. Okay. So this one I didn't bother moving because I knew we were going to be removing it. And I didn't want to spend the time moving it down. There's that. These were like my temporary haste beacons so I could dig in the area. Like the one that was over there was for the... Can't see it from here. But there is a massive hole dug for our creeper farm. And then this one was for a tunnel that goes underneath the mountain that my house is built on. So kinda goes like that. Then for let's see. For everything else, we're gonna be using our like main beacon array that we built up. I'm not really wanting to deal with the like placing down a beacon and then having to remove it. Placing down a beacon and having to remove it. I'm wanting to cover each beacon as it is and not have to, or no, I'm wanting to deal with each effect as it is, be able to turn it on and off. Nice thing about beacons is you actually are able to do that, and that's something that's always interested me. I've wanted to be able to have a connected array. Rather than just, oh, one beacon that you can turn on and off. No, my bases are quite a bit bigger than one beacon. I don't have to go around to each beacon and turn them off and on. I could have easily done that, and that wouldn't have been the worst thing. It would have been better than having no access to those effects at all. Didn't necessarily want to do that. It would not have been as fun. So let's finish that up, and let's see if we can make it through this. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, so we've got those sorted out. Now we need to get the coordinates for this one down here. Now I have no idea why I managed to miss this one, but it should be somewhere in this. That is a lot of wool going through the system. Let's figure out, okay, nope. Let's figure out where we're going. So positive 28 and no, hold on. So if this ended up being a positive direction, Does that mean this is then a negative direction? Positive, positive. That's gotta be how it is. And then that's negative, positive. So negative 158. So we'll take this one, clear it, press F12, and we're gonna take this top number, paste it here, and we need to go negative 158. No, 156 minus 156. Then we want to take this number, and we want to we want to add 28 plus 28 equals 1068. No, come on. Copy what you're supposed to. And this one. Perfect. And now we've got that one sticking there. Where are we going? 10, 6, 8, 8. So we're going this way. So it'll be here. And then we're going 22, 5, 3. That'll be here. Now which way are we going? I think I lined up with the top of that. So we're going this way by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Works for me. So now we need to go all the way down to Y35. Quite a distance, but as Ewan mentioned yesterday, we get to kind of be a little bit more efficient with placing down our redstone now. Because then we can just run a redstone line. Oh, geez. Let's get over to the edge and hopefully not die. Fire resistance for the win? Maybe if I actually have fire resistance, I do. Fire protection. Okay, let's get this sorted out. And down here. Yeah, I fell into lava. It's my own fault. Okay, there's that. So let's dig these out. Perfect, all fixed. At least I didn't die with 45 levels and all of my stuff. That would have been the second time I died in lava here. I can be. I can also be very stupid, as you just saw. It depends on the day. And then down by 15 more blocks. This is where we were the other day. I'm gonna remove this. This is getting in the way. There we go. Notepad is very, very nice. Yep, let's keep going. Okay, so after this, we're gonna go and grab the stuff that we need to fill in these beacons, and then we get to actually sort out where we're going. Now, there are a couple of issues with... Thank you, I wanted to fall. Monday, bad. Friday, good. Not really dependent on the day of the week, more like dependent on my mood on the day. 35, beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are a couple of issues with how we want to lay this out, and I was trying to discuss this with Ewan yesterday, but there were other issues that were technically more pertinent. We have to deal with chunk loading. We're not actually going to load any chunks, but it has to do with how we're likely to end up in the area. And there's an easy solution to the overall problem, which is to just follow it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's not the best solution. We want to mitigate having to do that. So for each one, we want to make sure we follow the most likely path that we're going to take to get to that area. And we want to make sure we keep as close to that as possible. So if we look at our map, we've got every line coming from the center area. So we'd want to come down this middle point and come down here, since we're always going to keep this center area loaded, rather than coming down directly here, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Because the issue comes up that we're going to have, let's see. When we come down here, we're either going to be coming down this side or we're going to be coming down this side. When we go down this way, we're going to be following this. When we go down this way, we're going to be following this or this. So we'd want to go down here, then split, because as we come down here, we're going to be loading the center area more than we would just load this, because we'd be going down this way. That kind of makes sense. For the other side, it's less easy to figure out. For here, we'd obviously just go this way. For here, we'd obviously just go this way. But then for this one, if we just go down the middle, or if we just go down this way and up, now we have a problem. Now, Ewan had mentioned that, and I had mentioned, it's not a good idea to have it respect multiple signals, because now you have to figure out which one to actually respect, because they are always going to be giving different signals. And it's just not a good idea in general. It overcomplicates what is in reality a very simple issue. So what we're going to end up doing is we're just going to go with the simple solution on this side. We're just going to go down the middle and split, because we've only got 4 beacons to cover, and we'll easily be able to mark out on the top here where our beacon line is and where we need to follow it back. So if we come down the middle here and we notice it's not the right effects, we just fly back down this way, load all the chunks, all the redstone should activate, and we can go back and it'll be the right type. So we need to have some way of marking out above, hey, this is a redstone line, follow it back, and you'll get where you need to go. And I think that's going to be kind of important to be able to do. 1, 2, 3. That way we can just kind of fly over it with an elytra and fix whatever issues we're having. Now most of them are going to be pretty easy, like flying down the middle there. That'll be enough to fix those beacons at the end, because they should be within range of loading their own redstone. But loading the redstone getting to them is the issue. So, I think that's most of the paths actually done, but we need to lay them out, as well as the direction they're actually going to come up to the beacon in. Because as you can see, a couple of those are rotated for a few reasons, and I did try and think ahead on that front. So
You
this one's
make me
rotated because we're going to
happy,
come down this way.
fella.
Thank you for the follow,
So
Smitten Wind.
very
Happy to have you.
happy.
This one's rotated, but we may end up rotating this whole thing like that, just because it makes it easier to come up this way. But we could also come up this way. It depends. This one's rotated just because there's no other way it could fit in there. So we have to figure out a way to manage that, and that's going to depend on how the chunks are there. Then these are all rotated this way, so we're going to be coming down in this orientation, and then we need a split to go down there. So that's going to be fun, because we haven't actually designed something for that solution yet. We need to go 4 out this way, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, beautiful. So yeah, we're going to have things that we actually need to design today. We're going to try and base it off of what Ewan did, where we're not using torches and we're just bridging the redstone. I'm not going to say it's not going to be too hard, because I did that yesterday, or no, day before yesterday. And yeah, it ended up being quite hard, and I don't want to do that again. It shouldn't be impossible, let's say. It should be possible is probably a better one. Because we've already got the base design done. And it's definitely going to be something that can be done. It's a matter of whether or not we're going to be able to get it done on our own, because it's something I've never had to do before. Now, for getting everything to where it needs to go from the hub is going to be interesting. Getting redstone downwards is generally done with piston lines. And you can do it via piston lines. And I think in my head that there's a way we could do this by staggering them. Once we get honey, because the server should update to 1.15 without a problem, I think we're gonna end up updating the piston line to have a honey-based design because you can put honey and slime next to each other. So when we do that, it should make the system a lot smaller, at least half the size. What I'm thinking is we stagger it like this because it's already staggered vertically. The question is that going to bud any pistons along the way? So we're going to have to check that out in a creative world. I don't know that you can actually stagger things like that because they will need staggered vertically, at least at the end. Staggering vertically at the end shouldn't be too big of an issue. We just make one line a little bit shorter than the others. If piston budding is an issue, if it's not, then we can just stagger the whole thing and not have to worry about staggering at the beginning. I don't think piston budding is going to be an issue. If it is, just make the line shorter at the end should be the solution. However, things sometimes work better in your head than they do in reality. I realize Minecraft isn't reality, but it's close enough for the purpose at hand. And I stopped placing blocks in the wrong location. So we're going to get this placed in. I don't think we're going to have enough iron blocks though. And then we are going to go around and grab the beacons and the rest of the iron blocks we need. I'm finally starting to get enough iron back after like actually using it all in this. Wait, hold on. Does it actually just take 2 beacons worth of iron to make this thing? Barely. Barely less. Okay. Let's go up and we're going to grab more iron and more beacons. Okay. Let's go in here and yeah, let's just go ahead and sleep. That should give us a phantom reset and iron, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to throw these in there and these and these and these. Now beacons. That should be enough. Far more than enough if you ask me, but it'll work. Can I fly, please? Thank you. So we need to go down over here. Oh look, there's the lava we almost died in. We're gonna break this down. And can I pick up that shulker box, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I've only got the position for the haste sorted out so far, but we are gonna have to have a standardized position for all of them. That is something I was thinking about this morning. If we have one... No, do not fall. Thank you. If we have one beacon that's the wrong type, it's always going to turn on the wrong laser or the wrong effect, and that's just going to be annoying. So we have to figure out which beacon's going to be what effect. I might just base it off of which ones are which in the beginning beacon at the moment. But that's not really placed with any sort of reasoning. But there may not need to be any reasoning behind it, nor may there actually be any reasoning that could be there besides, like, my own, like, oh, I like this one better than this one, and so on and so forth. If it comes down to it, and I want to have one, lever in a better position than another one, I can do that before sending it down the piston line, and just kind of move them around. So, something I could do, not something that's necessarily necessary. And there's that. And next layer. Did we make this taller than we needed to? It kind of looks like it. Huh. Let's make sure I actually got that right. Oh no, I did not. I've made a mistake. This should be one further out. So that's a thing. Because this is the exact size that we need. And I shouldn't be shrinking this by one. Can I stop placing things incorrectly? There's that, and now we go backwards and up. There we go, and around, come on. Break them, and come around. Okay. Yep, that looks way better. So I was thinking it was going to look exactly like the other ones where you have an extra block up. And it's like, no, you have like 2 blocks above. And then this top one is very clearly broken. I must have mined that twice. Did I? I ran out of iron. And I need 3 more. Why did I not actually figure out how much iron blocks I need and I just guessed? Okay, let's go this way. We're just gonna grab another stack. Perfect. See, the strange thing is like I actually did the math and I figured out, oh yeah, I have exactly the amount of iron that I need. Gonna have to turn you down soon. Lawful masses stuff. Okay. And I've gone down the wrong beacon hole. So I figured out, yeah, I have exactly the amount of iron that I'll need. And then it comes down to it, and I end up with more iron left over than I thought I would. Let's make sure we actually have fireworks. We do. And I don't think anything of it. And then I start digging, and it's like, oh, this area doesn't have haste. And this area doesn't have haste. Like, oh, well, that might explain it. I don't have 2 beacons in place. So there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Middle one needs to be haste 2. And there we are. Okay. Grab some more beacons. Fireworks, not beacons. Perfect. Can I fly? Thank you. Oh, come on. You said I could fly, and then you stole it from me. There we go. Are we going to color the beams with glass? I might. I have not decided yet. So we need to put this glass in here. I have plenty of glass to do that with, but I haven't decided if I actually want to just yet. Disco changer machine. Yeah, could. They've become a lot more compact. So there's that. But at the moment, I'm just gonna leave them white. No, I don't want iron in there. I want the beacons in there. And then kind of get the actual redstone that we're focusing on sorted out. Okay, so boring. Fair enough. Let's get redstone torches. I need logs. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down and figure out which direction we're going to be coming from and which direction our signal is going to be traveling. Using Skizzleman's compass design. Can I actually do that? There are only 16 colors to choose from. No, Ewan, there aren't. There are definitely not 16 beacon colors to choose from. Hold on. Minecraft beacon colors. With beacons, you can literally color them anything. It's like leather armor. See if I can find a good example of this. Look. It's like armor. So no, there's not 16 colors. There's anything in between. Yeah, you can do it with glass with beacon beams, or you can do it with if you take leather in game. Where are my dead things? Leather dies. So take that, and I do this one, and I do pink. See? With leather and what's it called? Beacon beams. There are not just 16 colors. So no, there are far more than 16 colors. There are 16 base colors, but you can mix them however you want to get more. I agree on that front, but there are more than 16. I don't know the limitations, but there are more than 16. And I have this. And now let's grab some iron blocks. You know what? Let's just use gold. I think I actually have more gold than iron right now. Can I come down? Thank you. Yep, I have more gold than iron for once. And down. There are 16 per layer of glass, so still 16. But that means, Ewan, then you can have 255 layers of glass. Or no, because you have to include the height of the beacon. 249 layers of glass. So, again, no. There are 16 base colors. You can have far more than that, though. Well, you don't need a beacon to be fully tall. In this case, we do, so that's what I'm counting. Okay, which way am I going right now? I am going that way? This is so hard to tell. I'm facing west, so I must be going this way. So let's go over to that beacon. So yes, in this case, I have to have the full beacon. I agree that there are 16 base colors, but those base colors make all the difference. And the fact that you can mix them. Are there any beacons out that way? No, but there's one in that direction. So let's continue this way. We'll come to it from this direction. We'll do a turn right on it. So let's instead turn here, and we'll do another turn up next to it. I would prefer 3 RGB. Fair enough, but sadly that's not how Minecraft works. Oh, come on. Can I place a redstone torch? Thank you. Here and here. Well, actually, I love how you're part of the well actually crowd, Ewan. Can I have a torch? We need to turn here, because there's water there. No, not a shulker box. I'm just gonna take that off. I'm gonna place more torches there. We need to turn where there's water here, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to fill this entire chunk with stone. That's not going to be fun. I mean, I guess I'd only need to fill these blocks here. Ah. I only have these 3 right now, though. I don't know. I need to mark this out. Let's just mark it as we're coming out of here on this side, then. Look at that color code. It's RGB coloring in hex. The thing is, you can't adjust the brightness of each block, which is why RGB works, but everything is converted to RGB. I agree on that front, but you don't actually have interactions with that unless you're a developer. Developer as in map or mod or whatever. You don't get interactions with it in survival, which in some games you can color things via RGB. That's a map developer. You don't get command blocks in survival, Ewan. I did specify that. There is a difference. Okay, so if I stand here and I face north, how lined up am I? So we've got that one, and that one, and that one, and then that one. let's head up that way until we see them. Well, not all creative do maps. It depends on how you define maps. If you're building a test world, I define that personally as developing a map for testing. Because you are working with map development tools, such as game rules and command blocks, to define situations in a world. I guess it's a very poor way of defining it, but either way, you're sitting there working with the tools that are used to develop maps. So I would say you have the tools available and you are taking use of them. Where are these other? Oh, they're there. Like, where are they? They should be here. Okay, so we need to turn this way. The EGB and NVT is also a pain as it's in decimal RGB.
You make me
Yeah, I've heard
happy,
that.
follower.
Um, Thank you for the
So
follow, Beamish
very
Dragon.
happy.
The other thing that's a pain is how they manage to measure time when you're talking about, like their texture mapping. So the clock, which I don't have I have a compass, but when you're trying to map time to the clock, instead of just using their 2,400 hour thing, they don't have they're not that. It's a decimal between 0 and 1 that represents your current position between those two values. And it doesn't make any sense because you can just use those two values. I don't understand what you guys are saying, just an FYI. And yeah, I have no idea why you would ever do that code-wise, because you're going to have to convert it to the real value at some point. And I just don't understand it. Because the real value is important, so why not just allow the input of the real value? How close are we to that? Fairly far away. Huh. Must be using the full distance there. 0 to 1 is the real value most likely. Ooh, okay. So instead of, let's see, do I actually have this displayed? No. Okay. So instead of actually storing it as that 2400 or whatever it is, the real value in random number generators. Okay. So instead of storing it as that 2000, 24,000, they're storing it as 0 to 1 and then converting it to 24,000 when it's displayed. Why? Why not just leave it as is? Oh, this one's going to be fun. We're going to have to move this over by 1. Can I do that? I can. Okay. Any PRNG algorithm gives a value from 0 to 1. Okay. I mean, you can convert that just as easy as you can convert it from that to the real value. So why would you work with that rather than a value that's easy to understand? It comes down to how they are handling data structure underneath. Okay. Fair enough. And then down here, we can just do a turn right next to that beacon. I come back down this line. Go. And then here, we're going to turn to that side. Hello. So what is this line for? This line is to activate the beacons on this side. So we've got this beacon activated, this beacon activated. Now we need to come all the way back down this line and deal with this beacon. Just markers for it? Yes. Because I want to make sure I get all of the cases we need. So I need to make sure I have some way of copying this over. And then some way of getting that 3.2 exit in this orientation down here. Because I don't currently have that, I think. I'm not currently able to actually lay out the lines because the ceiling's too low, and there are areas that don't have space like this. It would be just a lot of digging that I still have to do. I need everything to be this 4 high and that. By getting the lines laid out, I can figure out where I actually need to dig. Because I wasn't sure on that when I first started digging. Which is why I just kind of dug out everything. Kind of overkill, but it works. Okay, so we're back down here. Now we need to go down to this
You
one.
make me
Yeah,
happy,
just dig tunnels.
follower.
Probably a better
So
idea.
very
Thank you for the follow,
happy.
Magic Author. Okay, so in your expert opinion, Ewan, should I have a 4-way here, or should I move to one chunk over and stick with our 3-ways? I'm not sure if this would be exponentially harder. Looking at the map, I already line up pretty well with this. So 4-way is a bit more of a pain. Okay, I'll just move over. Sounds fine to me. I'm not too worried about it. It's a slight adjustment, and I can move that beacon over too. I think I'm gonna rotate it anyway. Did I just pass through 2 chunks? I did. I always find that it's better to actually plan something out. I could do it, and I would have to go load up the test world. I did consider it yesterday. Yeah, there's a couple more cases we have to do as well. Like, there's a couple of like specific turn cases, but I'm gonna see how far I can move a couple of these beacons around. Like this one, I know I can move around quite a bit, so I'm just gonna rotate it and move it directly into this line in the chunk, where it just lines up at the end. So this beacon's basically just gonna be here, as long as it's not underneath the wall there. Now the next beacon is here, so we need to come up against the edge here and find it. Don't think it's that one. Oh, we've passed it. Oh, right, this one is like in that wall there. Huh. So it must be down this way. So let's do that. And there's the edge of the chunk. Make sure I'm actually lined up here. Kind of. I can still move that one a little bit too. Okay, there's the wall. Can I actually get through here? There's dirt. Have I passed it yet? I did. I passed it by quite a bit. It's got to be like right on the other side of this wall. Hi! At least we're in the right chunk. That should work. See, this is the other thing that we've got to do for the lines. Like, we're in the right chunk, but the line we laid out is on the wrong side. So I've got to make sure that we can output on the right side of the chunk because this one's all the way over here. I'm going to move each of these over to the center here. Oh. Because it's all chunk aligned. So what we can do, we can just put this in the center here. And it'll be nice and easy. 2. And then coming from here. So, one turn to fit all is not going to be that easy. Because we would need to have the output for the turn here. That's kind of the issue, is I need to make sure that kind of thing happens. So I'm going to go around and grab the test cases and then figure out where we need to have them when we come to this. So our next one is here, I think? No. Where are we going? Come on, don't do that. It is there. Let's look at the map. Did I? Hold on. I don't have that one. We have to go up, because I am missing this, I think. So that'll be this staircase here. We fall down into the beacon, I will be able to find it.
make
fireworks.
me happy,
Thank you,
follower.
the
So
Borrow8, for the
very
follow. Happy to have
happy.
you. Yeah, we're missing this whole beacon here. Is this where it's supposed to be? Yeah. Um. Hmm. Okay, so we're missing 3 beacons. Let's do the radius, or the location conversion again. I was not expecting to be missing another beacon. Okay, let's figure this out. So the offset, I need to turn off everything but you. Thank you. The offset is 5134. So we're going to take you, hit F12, calculator, calculator. So minus 51 equals 20148. I did not expect to be missing another one. And then it is minus 34. So 10,750. Okay, back to Minecraft. Let's figure out where we need to go. So 10,750. Let's back down this way a little bit. Wait a second. 10,7 is this way. 10,750 is here. And then it's 20148, which is way down this way. Side of the wall is this labeled on? Did I get that right? 51 for the top. That's this. Minus 51. Ah, I did get that wrong. 199. That still doesn't seem right. Yeah, because that's even further down this way. Hmm. Oh, it's minus. Hold on. Minus. Where is it? Minus 51. Minus 51. 20148. That's exactly where it was before. Something is broken here. Something is very, very broken. 34, because that coordinate is not where it's displayed there. Oh, that's positive. So this one is plus 34. So 1068.2. So let's replace that here. Place that here. Start back over here. Where are we going? Let's see. 10682. That's all the way down this way. Okay, now it's seeming better. Wait, I think I've got the issue. 10, 6. Okay, hold on. This is really weird. 10, 6, 8, 2 is all the way down this way. What on earth? Oh my gosh. I'm getting really, really confused by this. Okay. The 34 is here. 51 is here. Where is this? Okay, so it's under that island. So it's gotta be here. I'm gonna drag this over here. Go to the map. Yes, it's right there. The issue is, we don't have a beacon there. However, the area under here is mined just fine. And it was... Oh, okay. We wanted to cover these guys. But I have haste here. Do I have haste here? I guess is the next question. Get rid of this. No. So how... Oh, the entire time I didn't realize there wasn't a beacon there was because we had a beacon here. Okay. So we need one, like, right. Remove this guy, and this guy. It would literally be right here. Now let's see if we can work out this math. So 100769, because I'm getting super confused. So 1007, no, come on. 100769. And then that should be negative minus 51. Okay, so we need to move over by 2 blocks. So I think I was getting these in the wrong order. So it would be plus 51. 100665. Nope, it would be minus 100767. Okay. Right up against the edge here, 100767. And then we want this value for our 34, which we know is positive. Come on. And then plus 34, 20063. Right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we've got water. Beautiful. Let's grab some stone and kind of block those off. We're going to go all the way down to Y35. And yeah, we do have an overlapping haste beacon here. That should make digging this out nice and easy. I don't still have my beacons on me, so we're going to have to go back and get those eventually. Look at the holes I got for now. I can't believe I actually missed another beacon and did not realize it at all. So 35, so down a little bit more. Okay, so we went over by 1 too many. And I will mark out the center of this with some gold, just so we have something to say, hey, this is the middle. And then we're just going to dig out the excess on the edges. I'm not too worried about it looking pretty for right now. Just want to get somewhere to place what we need. And then we're going to sort out the rest of this tunnel. And I think that'll actually be it for today. Come on. 3, 4, the corner done. And here, not tunnel, lines. We need to get the lines sorted out. Oh, no, don't break the gold. And 4, perfect. 3, so we need to go over by 1 more. There we are. Okay, let's get out of this. And we've got another beacon hole laid out. Fly, please. Okay, so where is our nearest line to this? Over here. So this is lined up properly, so we're going to come down to this one. We've got a line coming from this already. And that's sad because it lines up pretty well. So this one's going to be rotated. So we're just going to have to come down a little bit, and we'll probably end up rotating this. Which is good because we haven't placed it yet. So we'll come down and we'll turn it a little bit further down. Trying to work within the limitations of what we have. Not a stone block, a redstone torch. And then in this chunk, we turn it to go into this chunk. There we go. Okay, so I think we've got all of our beacons connected now. This one, this one, this one, this one. That one's connected. That one's the center. We don't have this one connected yet, so let's go back to the beginning. We'll go check that one out. A little bit of food would be helpful, though. So, where's that one? That one's there, so we need to be going south. And this one is in front of me. Am I heading? I am heading in the wrong direction. We need to go north. Oh, I wish the map here showed which direction I was facing, but no. It's just a face that doesn't rotate. Doesn't tell me anything about the area that I'm in. Just the surface. So, here's the center. We're rotated against it, so we're facing this way. So we need to be heading out this side, and that's the one we need to connect to. Let's kind of do it backwards. We can't rotate this one at all. What we're going to do, we're going to come up against the center of this. Come to this side. And then we're going to go out by one here, just to make it easier to turn. And then we're going to come all the way down this side. Because that's a very small amount of space to actually be able to turn in. Is this the edge that we're actually lined up against? No, it's this one. Here. And we'll just connect this down on this side. Kind of a roundabout path, but it should work. That. And there we are. Okay. So on that note, I will see you guys, should be tomorrow. Have a nice night, and I'll see you then.